Hello, everybody, and how is everyone doing on this fine Wednesday evening? Welcome back to the Hidden Dagger Inn, and hello, Perry. Thank you for joining me. Quirian could not make it tonight, guys. He had something he had to take care of at the last minute, so I apologize for that. But how the hell is everyone? What's going on? And Perry, how are you?
I am doing great. Can't complain, because what's that going to do?
Nope, not going to do anything.
Do anything, yeah.
Nothing at all.
Doing great, man.
Good. What's going on with everybody else? Hey, Robin, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Dragon, hello. MF Crackers, hello. Silver, what's up? Glad to see everybody. Hope you guys are having a wonderful night. So, guys, we're gonna hit this topic one more time amongst a bunch of other topics tonight, as always. And I want to make sure we get everybody's feedback because we want to do our part in trying to help the devs and making sure that they get the information that they need about the Node Wars. So if you got some thoughts on here, make sure you drop them in chat. So we're going to, again, revisit their questions about the Node Wars, and they have some specific ones up on the forums if you want to follow along. But you can also see them on my monitor right here. Just finished a bowl of fruits, tasty stuff. Ooh, I just finished a cup of coffee, and my son is getting me another one. So the first one we're going to have is obviously the general Node War discussions. And the question for you guys is, how do you feel about the directions of Node Wars and the mass PvP is moving forward based on what was shared during the live stream update? What did you enjoy and what do you think should be done differently? And I'll let Perry answer some of that, and I'd like to see some of your guys' questions in the channel. I have 4 cups a day, my man. 4 cups at least.
Exactly. I have at least 2. Sometimes 3, and the strong stuff too, the good Cuban coffee, yeah, or Puerto Rican, whatever. So the overall no discussion, I think everyone really overall gotten good feedback from it, but we all want to see more. It was all baseline objectives, baseline mayoral abilities and stuff like that. We got to see mounts and stuff like that. We want to see more. They talked about like the mounts for the officers or even just the players themselves. Imagine like a fleet of rams just chasing or like charging at you and knocking you back and stuff like that. So I just wanted to see more. But overall, yeah, it was one of the best streams out.
Do we think that the incentives that they had, the glint, and I don't know if I don't remember, did they give us experience for that too, which would be a moot point once you're max level? So did they give us some glint and some other stuff, but is that enough? Would you like to see more of a reward for participation in those? Thank you, G. I'm busy.
The glint, I mean, we get, like, you're talking about controlling the node once you won, right?
No, I'm talking about signing up for it and going out there and fighting. Hey, Rockta, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, yeah. I mean, because you're the rival node, I mean, you're going to be getting all the extra stuff too. But you want to see just gold, like in Dark and Darker from people. You get to loot all their corpses and stuff like that. I mean, I imagine that's in it too, right?
Yeah, I guess, but it depends if I have Steven out there in front of me who loots shit really fast while I'm doing combat. So, that could be something. Silver said he was hooked on coffee for a few years, but decided to cut it out. You know what? I'm not going to lie to you, Silver. I did not start drinking coffee until my late 30s. And then when I married my second wife, she's like, "Did you drink coffee?" I'm like, "No." "Oh, I want to drink coffee. It helps me poop." So I'm like, "Oh, okay." We're going to drink coffee.
It is definitely fiber.
Yeah, and then I started drinking it, and I never looked back. I'm like, but Dragon Civ says he had more fun watching the stream than playing the current MMO. You're not lying. It was pretty fun watching it. Rockta says they love the cup or two Choco Espresso. Lol. Silver's main feedback at the war objective from the showcase has been a change to the mage mobs, elongate the casting time. I'd like to see they require some control rather than killing. Interesting. And that's one of the things we can point out about I made a comment in the video that I posted about my Node Wars feedback, and we saw a lot of ranged combat for one, but I think that was circumstantial because you got to figure that when you have the rogues in there, that's going to be another melee class. You have the bard, which I believe in many cases is going to have, where he strikes him with his sword to make some kind of a brilliant inspiration or something for his players. That might be a lot of a melee-based character. And in the summoner, I'm sure we'll have some kind of melee-based pets as well, or could. Maybe they could do casters as well, but there might be some melee-based. So that will add to the mix of melee in case we're lacking. So we have to keep that with a grain of salt. What do you think, Perry?
Exactly right. The first time I think we both said the same thing when we first watched it. We're like, okay, this is just a ranged war. It's like watching the old Civil War battles or Revolutionary War. Like they all just line up, and it's just rangers and mages tossing spells, tossing arrows at each other. And it was just the way it was shot. Like when I went back the second way, like I saw Dredd just going crazy on people. It's just, he's also a very talented player too. I hear from like everyone in the company. But I had to go back a couple of times. It's definitely just the way it was shot. So I'm no longer scared that it's going to be just a Zerg range ball going around. So
now here's one thing correct me if I'm wrong. They said that if you were a citizen in the node, you might not be necessarily in the raid, but you could join the fight. Is that correct?
I heard that. Yes.
Okay, so are you worried about zerging?
It's just a part of the game. Every MMO.
Do we want it part of the game for something like that?
Preferably not.
We're on a node war and we're taking out Asmon's node, and all of a sudden he calls out to all his little minions, and then we have a Zerg that we can't beat. Is that what we want? Is that what we're looking for in Ashes of Creation?
It's not what we're looking for, but that is a very big possibility. Everyone's like, oh, in every single game, and even in just military history, what wins wars? 9 times out of 10, numbers. What wins objectives? Numbers. It's not skill.
Unless you're China.
Vietnam, China. Yeah, come on. It's the only war we technically lost.
What wins wars? The threat of the nuclear bomb. That's what wins wars. Technology.
Yeah, which we'll probably get into later. We've been talking about technology and Ashes, but and there are all these arguments about a 5v10 or something. A good 5v a group of 5 can kill like a 20 or 17. A 10. I really do believe that, but not 5 versus 30. There's no way. You're going to get spammed down by every AoE. You're going to get slowed and, chunk to death.
Dragon says it won't always be a part of the game. And you're right. Things will settle down over time. Streamer guilds are going to come. They're going to go. I do believe Asmon will play, probably for a very long time. But many other streamers, I think, will move on with their groups. Siver says that they also said that depending on the war scroll used, and that's going to be big, even allies might be able to just join on the war. So there will be a ton of people. Yeah, I think you're right. And you know what? It's just going to make that point all that more meaningful. Make friends, guys. Make friends. Don't abandon every guild out there. Alliances are going to be really important in this game. Not burning all your bridges is going to be extremely important. Hey, Draco, and there's my wonderful guild leader of Overlord. What's up, my buddy? And hey, guys, if you're not in a guild, I just want you to come check out Overlord. Just throwing that out there. Hope you guys.
It's a great guild. It's a great guild. I met a bunch of new guys today. Met Golud, met Velkin today. He opted in for Dark and Darker as well. Really good stuff.
They're good peoples.
Yeah, they're good people.
So,
but shout out to Doonhole too, and I'll get to that.
Of course,
later.
shout out to Doonhole, Perry's guild that he's representing, and shout out to Thogli. I love Thogli. He's a nice guy.
Oh yeah.
So what do you think about the territory? Their other question is the territory control event. While Node Wars will be made up of several events, which we saw, what feedback do you have on the specific territory control event shown? I'm assuming they mean harnessing the God Spike and trying to go ahead and get that.
The objectives.
Yeah, the objectives on that.
I thought the objectives were just...
Hey, thank you for the raid, CoStark TV.
Ooh,
sorry, Perry.
Yeah, raid. No. I thought the objectives were just once again, very basic. And I know we're going to see more than the God Spike, just like we've talked about the last couple streams and stuff like that. We're going to see King of the Hills. We're going to see what's it called? Tug of Wars, all the other stuff in the game. So capture the flag, even who knows. But just more diversified. We need more diversified stuff, and that will come in the future.
I am looking forward to their other stuff. But getting back to the point, what do you think about the harnessing of the Godspike and stuff, the channeling of that? Because that's similar in a castle. In the Alpha 1, in the sieges, we had to channel that as well. Do you like that mechanic? It's kind of like that control point, New World kind of mechanic that we had. Do you like that mechanic?
I do. It's like, what's his name? I think Koenig was on there, and he was like harnessing, and everyone was throwing their buffs on him to make him last as much as possible. It's great to see, everyone trying to like kill him and everyone trying to buff him at the same time. It is exciting. It has for some really interesting moments.
And let me ask you, before you continue on that one, or chat, if you guys have some thoughts on this, please chime in. Do you guys like the harnessing of the Godspike, the mechanic that currently is in? And if you didn't, or is there another mechanic that you would like to see in place of that? Something that maybe the devs haven't thought about that you'd like to see? Is there another mechanic? What other mechanics have we seen from other games in those kind of things, other than like a capture the flag mechanic where you run in there and steal it and run it back? I always kind of like, if you steal something, like even like the relics, I kind of hope in a way that they set those up where you have to steal it and then you have to safely make it back to your node. Yeah. I think that would be a lot of fun, and it could track you on the map.
I mean, like Warsong Gulch, so like you capture the flag, but you have to kill the other guy's flag bearer to actually capture the flag. Things like that, like Oddball, where it's about how long you hold the flag, the objective. So it doesn't have to be a flag. Hopefully, like Ashes, you hold like a baby, like pig or something, because it's medieval fantasy or something. Like it'd be something like cute and I don't know, or just interesting. But that, and then hold territories. How long you hold the territories? Not just King of the Hill, but I don't know. I want naval stuff too, though.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, I just wanted to say my alerts for some reason weren't on, and I just turned them on. Kurian said he put alerts in here, but I think he lied to me. I just want to say, Ashes of Creation Fan Club, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it very much. Silver says, I like the mechanic because I'm used to it from L2. And let's see, it
the
just
mayor.
lost it.
Should we take the mayor hostage mechanic? Kind of like what was that in
put him in handcuffs?
Is VIP like kill the VIP like in old school like TF Classic, Team Fortress Classic? I don't know how old you guys are. I'm pretty old, so
yeah, you're older than me.
Yeah.
You're an old fart for sure. I'm a young buck.
Hey,
I'm not 58. I'm 52. Jeez Louise. So Silver, you said that this mechanic is from L2, and again, that's one of the games that I wish I would have played. I never did. So any of you guys have the input. Now, Arcade, I could tell you all about with Steve and his influence from there and Guild Wars and some of the other stuff. But Lineage 2, I'm kind of lost on that one. So I appreciate any input from that one. Definitely. Mayor, some kind of capture the mayor thing would be pretty cool.
That'd be really cool. Yeah.
Do you want to read Dragon Civs?
Dragon, let's see. I think all that was for show and basic system isn't working. Exactly. I agree. The combat and node system, castle defending, is what I want them to focus on. Content is king. Plus the seasonal PvP rewards will play a big part in unique cosmetics. Exactly. The cosmetics for transmog and stuff like that, there'll be like the Yule time thing and snowballs for winter. The whole spiel.
We haven't heard. CoStark's TV says we haven't heard about naval in a while.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
we got the
to my
alerts. Thank you, Tankologist. Hey guys, let's give. Let me give it. Go ahead and talk, Perry, while I give Tankologist a shout out real quick. Why don't you bring up naval real quick? Because that's one of the things we were going to mention was talking about like the potion launchers as opposed to like cannons. What people think about that? While I give a shout out here.
Oh yeah, naval. Peon and I can talk hours about naval stuff. I want naval battles. I was thinking even like talking about like trade and economy. Maybe have ships like rope each other together and then create like a marketplace on the water. an on the water merchant, and you can split up kind of thing. But maybe just like fishing tournaments and stuff like that too. Who knows? I don't know if they've said anything about fishing tournaments.
I think that they will have fishing tournaments. Arcade had a fishing tournament every Saturday, and they were a lot of fun.
WoW did too, right?
Yeah, and it would help teach you the mechanics of fishing in a non-hostile environment, and you could actually win a good bit of gold from doing it. It was pretty cool. Steal a ship from the harbor mechanic.
Steal a ship, exactly. Or steal something, from the nodes and just make it like an amphibious assault kind of thing. You have to it starts on the ocean and you have to go up on land, D-Day.
One of the things that we were talking about pre-stream was who misses the shipbuilding profession. There's a few professions that they took out that we'd like to see back, and the shipbuilding profession was one of them, and so was the siegecraft one. I'd like to see both those back. I get what they're doing because the mechanic that they have in now is kind of like from Arcade, where you needed the carpentry, you needed the metalworking and the tailoring to put together a ship, but they could still have that, but have the shipbuilder get the blueprints to make the ship and repair the ship, and that could be his own separate thing. But he would need to outsource the materials from the carpentry, from the metalworking, and from the tailoring. So people would have to pay, whatever price he had to pay to get those materials. So I wish maybe, and Perry said maybe in an expansion that they put those back. I would like to see that profession back. Were you guys sad that you couldn't become the next Floki? Because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of was. I kind of wanted to be the next Floki on the server. But what do you think, Perry? And what do you guys think in chat?
Floki is such a good character on Vikings.
Oh, hell yeah.
He is a great actor. But yeah, like we were talking about before, all these things, siege engineering or siegecraft and shipbuilder, are technically like end games, not end game stuff, but later on stuff. At least for the bigger galleons, I'm assuming that we're going to be doing. And then siegecraft it's going to be a while before sieges come up, even though people are going to be no-lifing, degenning this game. But those are optimal professions to have for an expansion. If business-wise, standing back, I would definitely look at it. And you're exactly right. Production chains are going to be huge. Gathering and production chains of, I need to get this special wood. So the lumber or the shipbuilder can make, this special plank. So then I could put it on, and just in case for the galleon, because the galleon only takes, rare oak wood or whatever, plank or whatever.
One of the games that I really loved was Atlas, where you could be really creative in coming up with your own kind of blueprints for a ship. And I would love to have that kind of creativity, to have somebody design a ship where they have their freedom to design a ship any way they want to, even if it's the silliest looking piece of shit in the world, but just to see it out on the sea and, just to have people try different stuff. I think that would be really cool and engaging for a lot of people. And Silver says he wasn't really interested in that part of the crafting, but I am interested in see how they'll be implementing those features in the current design professions. Yeah, I mean, that one, shipbuilding especially interests me. I think the seas are going to be absolutely huge. Naval content is going to rock. Now remember, they said that ships are going to be of great cost to repair. So it's not going to be like an Arcade where you're taking your Shadigan sand and just repairing it and getting it back in 5 minutes. So you're going to have to send it out to somebody to get fixed, and God knows how long that's going to take and or how much that's going to cost. So we'll have to consider that. And how do you guys feel? I know we touched on it just real briefly, but in chat, how do you guys feel about the potion launchers themselves? Are you guys a fan? Now, before I go on with this, I want to say that I've never tried a system like this, so I'm open to try it. I don't want to knock it before I tried it. That would be wrong. I want to stay open-minded. But I personally prefer the gunpowder cannons. That's just the way I've always gone about, naval content. But what do you guys think? I mean, it could be kind of cool if they did like a Game of Thrones with that, what was that like fire potion or whatever that they had was pretty cool. But what are your guys' thoughts on that?
The black fire or whatever. The potion launchers, I don't want any at the moment, at least. I don't want any potion launchers or handheld potion launchers or gunpowder or anything like that. What I do want is fucking crossbows back.
Yeah.
But because that's a little bit still more fantasy. And then Dragon Civilization said they needed islands with treasure that spawns like every 15, 30 days and epic battles like fight over them. That is a great idea. That is awesome. At least make more action. They needed on the water. I'm all for it. Every 15, 30.
Yep.
Ooh, a bunch of people.
Yay. Hey guys, how you doing? What was I going to say? Shoot. So I'm
potion launchers and stuff.
Yeah, potion. I'm a big fan of the cannons. I kind of hope they do. Do you think our ships? I think that they're going to have harpoons. Harpooning was a big thing in Arcade, where you'd be able to harpoon. And for all those people who were doing their cargo runs, and they were skirting the outsides of the continent, people would harpoon them. And they would drag their ship into the open war sea. So even that wasn't safe. And I could totally see that happening because we have that demarcation line also. That, once you pass that demarcation line, you're fucked. So I really like that. I'm a big fan of that. You definitely need harpoons. Yes. Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun in Arcade. And one of the other things, I don't know if you guys checked it out. I just posted a video today about exploration, and we'll touch on that topic a little later today, what you guys think about exploration and what you would like to see in exploration. But one of the things I touched on, as long as we're talking naval, is in Arcade, the treasure hunting. And I know they're going to have treasure hunting, but I don't know if it's going to be the same. It's going to be more map oriented. Treasure hunting for the ships down below in the sea was a lot of fun and really was the epitome of risk reward in Arcade, because you needed to go find a ship, go down there, uncover it, bring it up with the leather bags, watch it rise, break all the crates, spend all your labor to get the crates, and then transport it from your ship to the other ship, all while waiting not to get ganked. And then you had to get back all the way to the port where you could turn it in. That was a rush. It was a complete rush, and I loved it. So I hope that they put something like that in as well. Cracker says, this is a new territory to me. Give it a try, whatever the game. Yeah, exactly. I kind of feel, we won't get to test naval, obviously, for quite some time into Alpha 2, so maybe probably 6 months down the road. But yes, I'm trying to keep an open mind, MF Crackers, to make sure that, I don't want to just be closed-minded. That would be stupid because, new
we're
things.
All very positive about it.
Yeah, new great things come up at all time. I never thought about nodes before, and look how great those are. So, you want to read Dragon Civs while I drink some coffee here, Perry?
Sure. They have professions of arcane engineering and maybe magic cannons on the ships or catapults that can launch players from the ships to other things or try. Lol, that would be funny. It'd be funny, but I just don't think that would fit the aesthetic for... Funny is not the aesthetic for Ashes. That's just my personal thing.
Sea of Thieves, but not Ashes. Yeah.
Exactly. Sea of Thieves, but not that. I mean, it is a good idea. I understand they actually did that in medieval times. They used to launch people up on walls from catapults with ropes and stuff, and all kinds of stuff just to get over walls. So it's definitely historically accurate, but.
Although I wouldn't mind shooting a dwarf from a cannon. I think that would be appropriate.
Of course, because get the dwarf joke in there.
They can fit in there. So a dwarf or a Vec wouldn't be, or a Nakua you have to be the right class to get shot from a cannon. I could see that. That could be enjoyable. But
the whaling, I wanted to touch back on the whaling if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we were talking about the whaling and you're talking about the harpooning. I wanted so the whale is like a set, level whale, and it has a weight to that. So the ship, it knows, it calculates the weight of the ship. So you got one harpoon into it, and then you get another harpoon into it, another harpoon to it, and it's like a whole crew. One guy's steering the ship, one guy's doing the sails, and one guy's doing the guns and stuff like that. And the harpoons can break off Moby Dick style.
Do you think we're going to see a Moby Dick in there? That would be
I
cool.
Hope so. Or a white something,
whale,
like albino kraken, or who knows what, that'd be really cool.
Well, in Arcade they had the kraken, they had the leviathan. That they're probably in Atlas they had whales. They're probably going to have some kind of Moby Dick type whale, and that could be really cool.
Just one shot to every ship, like no matter what. Like it's just there.
Crackers says he's game to be shot out of a cannon. Sounds like a good. You know what? It was actually very. I don't know if you played Sea of Thieves, MF Crackers, but it was very strategic. To do that because you were able to, because boarding in this game, if you're, because they've already said that you're going to be able to repair your ship as long as you have the materials, which I'm hoping they keep like the Sea of Thieves mechanic where you actually have barrels, so you can't have unlimited amounts of it, but whatever you stock into it is what you have. So when you run out, you're screwed. But boarding was a key to ship battles, because if you could board and get on and put a banana and burn it and set their ship on fire, or just bring a powder keg on board, or whatever mechanic we have to disrupt them or kill their captain, that is going to be so much fun. So I really hope that they have that kind of a mechanic where we can, get on there and board them, because that's going to turn the tide of everything. You're really getting, when you're steering your ship, you're going to have to be very careful where you're going. What are your thoughts, Perry?
Like swim speed, once again, I want it more realistic. Like swim speed potions or something. Like you have them get off the other side of your ship, so where they're not looking, and swim underwater, or like water breathing potions as well, and like swim up to exactly like Sea of Thieves or any other naval movie or game. And boarding is huge. Yeah, is to be there and not seen. Screen is invisible.
Yeah, he had to duck out at last time. I didn't have at the last second. I didn't have a chance to change the overlay. He couldn't make it tonight, so he's got some personal stuff going on. How you doing tonight, Zelen? Good to see you, buddy. There's a shout out for you, good sir.
Saw your video today. It was good stuff, Zelen.
Oh, he's got a video.
Or no, his video is his stream today. Glad to see you're streaming again, bud.
Oh, yeah, about time. No, I'm just fucking with you. No, it's good to see him back. So let's finish up that node war before we get back off. I feel like we're Jamie sometimes. We're like tangents. Yeah. So the mass battles versus the small teams. There are a variety event types. Yeah, it can be part of the node wars. Do you think there should be balance between the mass PvP battles and the smaller teams working towards the smaller objectives? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, it needs to be about 50-50. But, and then the scouting teams too, there's going to be a lot of little battles in between this stuff. And at least from the video that we saw, the maps are going to be pretty good size. They're not going to be like tiny little, small maps. They're not going to crush, put 60 people in there, 60v60 in just a little thing. So it's going to be spread out. And it's going to be very key for, teamwork. And like we said before, guilds are already listing their scouting team, their made objective teams and stuff like that. It's ridiculous how guilds are already just like ready to go for this game that's not even made yet.
Looks like I got I clicked over my multi-stream. Hey, Wizard85, welcome to the channel. It's the first time I think I've seen you, so welcome. He made a comment over from YouTube. Do you think the Sea of Thieves is inspiration for the open seas? I think Arcage is probably more of an influence, Wizard, but I do think Sea of Thieves physics, the water physics, are a very big priority for what they're trying to do, because let's face it, Sea of Thieves had the best water physics in the game of any game that I've ever seen. That's just my personal thought.
I second that.
Yeah, be somewhere between the combat of, I'd say, Sea of Thieves, Arcage, and Atlas all put into one. They have really great games with some good sea combat to take from, so hopefully they choose that. But Sea of Thieves water physics, second to none in my opinion, and that game came out a long time ago. With Unreal 5, it shouldn't be hard to match that. So I don't know what your guys' thoughts are, whether you guys feel like that same too. But again, welcome for your comment, and get on over here and follow us on Twitch also. But glad to see you. I hope you enjoyed the new video we put up today. Silver says, I think small groups should get 30% of content, but it's got to be several pieces of content simultaneously. So the Zergs get split if they want to do their objectives. Okay. What do you think about that, Perry?
Once again, the objectives are more suited to smaller teams. So the Zergs get split if they want to do their objectives options. Exactly. So there's going to be two places to get the rubies. You're going to have to split the Zerg ball to do that, and then you have scouting teams to see which the other team
Jericho,
is doing.
get
Going back
please.
and forth. It just depends how technical the team is, and how good the leadership is. I can't wait to see who comes out on top, honestly. And there's going to be full diagrams. People are going to do full diagrams of every map, every node, every area. It's going to be very extensive. Hopefully that answered your question.
Would you like to see stuff in there for the node wars for the crafters and stuff like that, crafters and gatherers, and how would you make that fair? Maybe you have an economic node or say an academic node, and it's a crafting war. But I guess if you're the one choosing the war, then you could probably choose whatever you want, and maybe the militaristic node would need to outsource all the stuff or something like that, and they need to buy it or something. I don't know. How do you think that'll work? Will PvE be able to be involved in these node wars?
I mean, hopefully they do something WoW, where there's side objectives for crafters and gatherers specifically. Caves to mine in. I think I was reading a post that they didn't want that though. They were kind of against that. I could be wrong. I have to double check me guys on that. But once again, I like realism. So if I see a rare plant and I'm running to the battlefield, in front, I'm going to go for that rare plant, the Black Lotus or whatever, or rare, and no one's not going to be like, oh, shiny, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to not run towards it, So it's one of those deals.
You want to read Silver's comment there?
I gave a suggestion on the forums to steal Foxholes. I love Foxhole. What a great game. Where crafters would be involved to prep on the side of the world rather than give direction. Yeah, the logistics, Silver. The Logi people. So, yeah, there's only, in Foxhole, there's only the logistic people can build all the factories, the cranes to move stuff, things like that. It's a huge thing just to supply literally the foxholes and stuff like that. That game takes it to a whole new level where that I didn't even think about adding that into an MMO.
That sounds like an interesting mechanic, and that would and maybe mayors who maybe or go to war a lot or whatever will want to, maybe they'll have some kind of buildings that would help cater to that kind of a mechanic and help those crafters do that stuff. That it can open up a whole, the way these nodes are going there, it sounds like to me that there's going to be all kinds of options and different ways the mayors can go. And I really do believe it's going to take people a while to really find a node that is suitable for them. Because the nodes are going to vary so much, especially if you're a crafter or something like that, because maybe that node that you're in is going to be more of a weaponsmith node or something like that. And you're a leather worker or something like that. So it's going to be very interesting to see how those nodes all come together, and as far as what the mayors are choosing. Oracle, hey buddy, how you doing? Typical, a dwarf running from something shiny.
Yeah, typical. And just like Silver was saying, yeah, Foxhole's Logi people, it's all about building stuff beforehand for the respawn mechanics, like he was saying. So maybe if you build a certain building in the node, it gave another 30 people in this node war if you got attacked, or allowed mercenaries in. Maybe there was that was the option, or some kind of building beforehand. That is incredible. That is honestly, hopefully that gets thrown on the forums. Oh, you did say that. You already threw.
No, that would make sense.
Maybe crafter specific PvP set items, bonuses for combat. I don't know. Never been a crafter person. We were talking about, I think before, about node rewards, when you, or node war rewards when you win. And you bet your ass, if I don't have my weaponsmithing table up to par, that I'm going to be using it.
Hey, at
the enemy node stuff. I'm going to bring all my stuff over. I'm going to start crafting stuff at the enemy node. So yeah.
Thanks, Draco, for the gift sub to
Thank you,
Dragon. I appreciate it. He totally derailed me with that
talking about
gift sub.
node wars node war rewards and using tables at the end that a thing you just conquered, node you just conquered.
Now I remember, because you were talking about rewards for winning, but what about the nodes the rewards to participate? Hey,
ladies
Wizard.
and gentlemen,
All right,
welcome
thank
to
you very
my
much. I appreciate it, Wizard.
lair.
I mean, I imagine some gold and stuff like that.
How much? I want it to be substantial. I want people to really, just because it's just another incentive for people to get out there and fight, because there's no limit in a lot of circumstances. It's not instanced, so they can get out in there and fight for their node. It could lead to some really epic battles. If someone's like, well, hell, I can go ahead and do this node war and make as much money as I could in a 2-hour node run, because I'm going to spend about 2 hours on it, then that would be feasible, right? You wouldn't want to just, give 10 gold when you could spend 2 hours and make 50 or 70 on a node run. It should be considerable, Yeah.
And then once again, the mercenary role, who knows once again how that's going to work out. I know some will have that for sure. But
I want to get Nemesis in here. A Nemesis from the Suspect Guild. We gotta get him in here. I'd like to talk to their guild leader and on my podcast and break down that mercenary guild a little bit more. One of the last questions on their dev discussion was the Node Wars Blue Sky. What types of interaction between nodes do you want to see during the node wars? What rewards would be cool? What aspects from other games or popular media would you like to see the node war systems in Ashes of Creation? We've kind of discussed this already, but is there any other thoughts that chat might have on this?
Yeah, I'm definitely curious.
Do you have any other thoughts possibly on this one?
I mean, we talked about like the tribute thing, about having the losing node offer up a tribute.
May the odds forever be on your favor.
Like to be able to like bribe the other team. Like, what if they had like a rare something, like something in their bank that was, extremely rare, and they're like, okay, come to a civil agreement, and say, oh, I won't use up the whole time to use up all your guild or your node XP, your mayoral contracts, siphon. Yeah, your gold, if I already said that, and of course mounts and stuff like that. Don't fuck up the contracts, and just say, here, just take this and leave. Dragon. I want to steal enemy node relics and use them. Exactly, that's the thing.
Do you guys think relics should stack? Do you think how there's Quirion thinks that the relics are going to a lot of them are going to be the same. I don't think that they're all going to be the same. I think there's going to be a lot of difference between them in the node. I mean, I hope they're not the same. And if they are the same, would you really want them to stack? I don't think so. I think that could be too powerful. You got 85 nodes. If you got someone going to war and stealing, 50% of the nodes, and those are all stacking, they might never be beat. I don't know if I agree with that. That
depends philosophy. On what the power, what the rune is, or the relic is.
I'd like to see them have different relics for different nodes.
I would like different ones too, just to make it more, unique.
What say you, chat?
Also, I doubt most nodes. There's going to be 5, right, per server.
I think a lot of the nodes probably tier 3 and higher, and there will be a substantial amount of tier 3 nodes. They will have, because remember, you get a relic just for like beating a dragon like 6-7 times or something like that. With enough of your citizens, you can unlock a relic. You can explore. Let's get into exploration. You have a chance to find relics. So what do you guys want to see from exploration? And again, shameless plug for my exploration video. I just put it on YouTube. Go check it out. What do you guys want to see from exploration? I think that I'd like to see stuff really high where, see, this is the thing. In Arcade, they had the gliders, which you could really get up there. I know we're going to have gliding mounts. I just don't know how well they're going to work to getting up really high places. Right now, the only class I can see that can really get up at high places is a ranger. So I don't know how they'd balance that as far as exploration, but I would like to see some achievements from going some really obscure places. What are some of the other things that you want to do? I want to find them golden sandals. I want to find those sandals.
Golden sandals, yeah. And just the farthest points on the map, the corners of the map. I think Diggs said he wanted it to be exploration only. So he's probably going to find a lot of stuff. Hopefully there's got to be semi achievements for that, and then eventually relics. I don't think there's going to be that many relics, though. I really don't.
Silver says
they're going to limit them.
Wizard did say that stacking sounds too powerful, and I agree with that. Silver says that, to me, exploration itself is the reward, so not interested in any rewards. So, I mean, I like to explore, but I also want to know that I can find something. If there's a chance for me to find a relic or something out there, or something. I mean, like the cave, like that opens up when the winter season it disappears and the ice melts. I think looking in there and finding some stuff is going to be really cool. And in this lore, there's going to be some stuff that's out there, like a forgotten realm or a forgotten city somewhere located in the world of Air that we have to track down, a map to it or something like that. And Silver says, I'd imagine something like 18 to 20 relics per server and a ton of fights for them. That would be interesting. We have to see if we can hammer that down from Steven to find out. Maybe somebody could put a post on there and find out how many relics are really going to be in the game. That'd be something to talk about. You want that shit to matter. That makes sense. Go ahead, Perry. You had something to say.
I was going to say on Dracobringer, the deepest. I was going to say the deepest point, but then there's we don't know. There's no submersibles or diving, breathing mechanic. But maybe with the potions, like I said earlier, the deepest point of the ocean, the highest mountain in the game. The Antarctica or far south on the map, where it's just it's only water. The farthest point you can go on the map. The whole climate thing, we were talking about climates before and how weather is going to affect literally everything. I mean, just from farming to nodes to all the places that you can open up. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Unlike New World, who just got swimming, we actually will have swimming. But, I think one of the things that a lot of people are sleeping on, and this includes not only for naval battle as well, but exploration, are the vast amount of water mounts that Ashes of Creation is going to have. That Terrapin Turtle, which I had in Alpha 1, was... Oh my God! Don't use that thing on land. It was god awful slow, but it was really cool in the water. I think that they have a seahorse kind of a creature, and wouldn't it be cool if there was a mechanic that one or two of them had where you could get oxygen from them, and to keep you breathing
or something. Yeah.
But I'm sure there's going to be an alchemist potion kind of similar to Arcade, where and I forgot what it was called.
Underwater breathing or whatever.
Yeah, where you could drink it and then keep your breathing, because something like that's going to be really important. Silver says we had streams with diving and swimming on mounts, so there's going to be there's going to be I shit you not, there's going to be an underwater city somewhere.
Atlantis somewhere. We're gonna or a dungeon we're gonna fight and stuff like that. It's going to be like Serpent's Shrine Cavern or whatever.
Tanks on ships and I cannot wait for the ships and
battle ships.
That's one of the other things that I'm really looking forward to too, is what other kind of ships are they going to come up with? We know we have the small vessels, we know we have frigates, and we have galleons, but what other ships would you like to see out there? Any, maybe a clipper or something like that, or what other kind of ship?
Fishing ship.
Yeah, well, from Arcade, a long liner fishing boat. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. I definitely want to see more. But what do you think about? What does everyone in chat think about them bringing back eventually the shipbuilding mechanic and letting people customize their own ships and then make the blueprint, and then they can sell the blueprint if it's something, or just solely make it themselves. If they come up with their own unique design, I think that would be super cool. Do you guys think I'm wrong with that? Or, I mean, that would be really unique. That would make the class and again, they have to outsource their materials. They can't make their materials. They can just build the ship and repair ships. So they can't, they got to get the stuff from the carpentry. They got to get the stuff from the metalworking, and they got to get the stuff from the tailoring. So all those other professions are still involved. I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts on it. Yeah, maybe that's what Perry was saying. Maybe in like an expansion. So, but to me, that would be super
It's a cool
fun.
idea. Yeah, all the blueprints. I mean, all the crafters, they're gonna have that like super sought after, like legendary weapon or the affix or rare material that's like, oh, only he has for a little while, and boom, he's gonna be very profitable. Or he.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my
shipbuilding is gonna be big.
lair.
There's my Discord and channel, guys. If you haven't joined our community, come join our community. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it very much. Cash Quest, I appreciate it. Hey, Cash, how you doing? I appreciate that. Also, come check out our Discord, guys. We're really building a community over there. Got a lot of people to, interact with. We got a bunch of servers up. If you guys just want to play something in the meantime, we got Rust servers, we got Arc servers. I think
Dark
there's
and
a 7
Darker
day
now.
server. We're playing Dark and Darker. So come on by and hang out. We'd love to talk. You can talk to a lot of our Overlord members that we have over there as well if you're interested in joining the guild. So come on by and stop and say hi to Peon and, come kill me in a Rust or something like that. But hey, thank you, Cash. I appreciate it. This isn't Cash from Loreforged, is it? Just making sure it's not the same one, because if it is, I'm going to have to give you a shout out. But anyway.
Yeah, come kill us, and yeah.
But
we're usually talking Ash's stuff too in there, so yeah.
One of the other things it is, okay, well, talk for a second. Talk about Siegecraft real quick while I give a shout out. I have something I want to talk about Siegecraft, and I want to bring it up, but I'm going to let you get onto that first. Would you like to see that being brought back up, Perry?
Right now?
Yeah, or would you wait for an expansion?
I mean, like I said, I think I'd prefer it as an expansion, at least from a business standpoint. It is perfect because it's an end game stuff. We're not going to see the metropolises until later, things like that. Even though, yes, we're going to have a lot of people no-lifing this. We're going to be saving up food and, all that, blah, blah, blah. But it's perfect for an expansion profession. Yeah, the whole idea of it is great. Fixing ballistas, cannons, hopefully some kind of just wall repair as well, because I don't think they're going to do undermining or anything like that, because they said the physics. I think they already made a post on that. But yeah, it's a super exciting profession, and hopefully it gets a lot of love.
Yeah, I totally screwed that up real quick before I get back onto that. I want to make sure that everyone knows that Cash is from Loreforge, and Loreforge is the one that I want you guys to go follow with Sunny and Jib. So they got great stuff. I'm not big on lore. I think it's really cool, but I suck at, analyzing it. These guys, if you want to know about it, that's where you go. They are the go-to place for lore. Don't go anywhere else. They got everything you need. They're great guys. They're a lot of fun, and I definitely want to, have you guys go give them a follow and check them out sometime.
They also have great merch as well. They have some of the most comfortable shirts. I'm still waiting on my shirt.
There you go.
The Sleepy Owl Tavern one is sick. Yeah, good stuff.
Outstanding. Now, here's a thought for Siegecraft. Okay, when we're doing a siege, right, and we've paid for that siege scroll, okay, which in some instances is going to be a quote an epic event. Okay, if you're sieging Metropolis. If you have siege items, would you like to see a special bag that can only carry siege equipment because of the way the Tetris system is made? I think that certain people being able to carry the siege equipment would be cool, and because if they died, they would lose that siege equipment. But then again, maybe someone else wouldn't be able to carry. Yes, like a siege engineer bag. Would you guys like to see something like that? I think that would be a kind of a really cool mechanic that, and something else for crafters to make. Leather workers would have to make a siege mechanic bag or something like that. That's just something that popped in my mind.
If they get killed, they're screwed. Like they're on the battlefield and they're trying to repair something, like a palisade or something for just, getting up to the walls or ladders or something like that. They're screwed.
And would you
They
like
have
to
respawn,
see
yeah.
a separate battle just to set up the siege? Like you have to. There's literally a
days
battle
beforehand.
Well, yeah, literally a battle to be able to make a siege camp. You have to fight for the siege camp rights, and then you get in there, you defeat them out in the open world, and now you have a timer where you can set up a siege camp and then set up your siege and get it ready to move in for battle. I think that would be really cool.
I hope so. And hopefully it takes days and weeks of fighting like in real life. Like they're fighting over like being pushed back and forth. And you're like, oh, you're trying to set up the camps and stuff like that for respawns and supplies. And you just keep inching forward. You're building trenches and pushing back and stuff like that.
Draco says there is sort of with the guild castles, but I'm kind of thinking like right outside the metropolis. You know what I mean? Not so much at the castles, but literally right outside the metropolis. You gotta let everybody know that now that area is now siege, and once you fight for it and you get it, you can't break into it. Now you got to wait for the actual battle to happen. Go ahead. You want to read Draco's?
Oh, excuse me.
Don't die on me.
Prior to the monthly guild, excuse me, the castle siege, there's a siege every other week for 3 nodes that surround the guild. Exactly. These nodes are going to be able to assist in the guild castle siege in some way. Exactly. So it's just they get support from the other regions.
By the way, Draco, as speaking of castles, because I know we're going to have one because we're server first, I just want to say that I believe that Peon would do really good on an undermount. So I'd love to fly around on a dragon, at least once. So
look at him. He's trying to get his freaking dragon bullshit.
I just want to get a screenshot. That's all. I just want to get Peon in a screenshot.
I'm going to rip you right off that dragon during the PvP. I'm going to be aiming right for you.
No. Yeah. Do you guys think we should be able to pull people off the dragons with the javelin? I think so.
You can kill the mounts, apparently.
Yeah, I think so.
Or kill the people and then steal the mounts for sure. Yeah.
Have to hold the higher PV rank. Oh, that's no problem, man. You wait to see my mad skills. Just wait.
Mad skills.
Just wait. He's talking about the guild castles. So here's an interesting topic. We're going to kind of go away from the siege mechanics, but I want you guys to think about that whole siege camp mechanic and the siege bag, and kind of let that stew for a little bit, and let me know what you think maybe at a later date. But somebody had a question or comment really on the forums about this, and you can check this out in the Ashes Creations forums if you guys aren't up there, about a server merge solution, and I thought it was kind of interesting. So I'll read it out to you. He says, I have been saying for a while that, and by the way, this is by JW Scoot. I have been saying for a while that low pop servers should trigger world threatening events that the server population can rally together and face to save the server. If they succeed, they become a host server for a low pop servers that fail. If they fail, the players will have the opportunity to caravan their goods to the divine gateway, which would be how they would show up in the world on a new server. In this way, it would keep the server line story intact. Imagine your world of Vera is threatened by a world-destroying comet that would be averted through special religious quests related to the constellation system. Imagine your server being unable to stop the disaster, and the comet grows larger in the night sky over the week, and the players rush to save what they can to bring through the portal, while bandits wait on the road, lurking to profit from the chaos. What do you guys think about that? That sounds kind of interesting. Silence? Do I got crickets? What do I got?
Well, I mean, that and just like how maybe I kind of spaced out there for a bit, like having a divine gateway, which is the show up in the world, the new server.
Because let's face it, guys. Eventually, I think that the way Ashes of Creation has it is it's going to work out for a long time, because you can eventually, once the servers will hold up to 50,000 people, but let's be honest, they're probably going to have a shitload of servers when the game first launches, and there will be some people that leave. So some of those servers are going to end up on the lower population side. So there might be the need for some server merges at some point. So we have to be honest with ourselves if we're doing that.
Every guild or every game has had them, like to some extent. Do we like them? No. Do we want them? No. But they're probably going to happen in some way or another. I haven't seen a solution. I don't think reading that again, I don't think it is a little iffy, Draco.
I mean, this is one of the things that I want to bring up. Do you want to, if at launch, would you rather have them fill up every freaking server before they roll out a new server? I think that they almost have to. Because if you put up too many, then you're asking for trouble. I would rather wait now, how long of a queue is too long of a queue? I'd say an hour is okay. I could wait for an hour. But if I have to wait longer than an hour, that starts to get, a little bit too long.
Try early Classic WoW. The day from day one Classic WoW.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. I remember sitting up and doing the auto clickers and stuff like that just to stay in it. Oh my gosh.
There's been no worse system than playing Mortal 2 online. When it came out, they literally only could hold 10,000 people on their server, and they had over 100,000 people trying to get in. You were in a 48-hour-long queue. 48 fucking hours. Okay? And then when you were I got to sit here and be glued to my keyboard and watch my queue position. And if you waited longer than 5 minutes, you were kicked back out. Fuck that. That was some bullshit. So no, I think that they should only really look, we're going to have the guild reservations and player reservations at the beginning of the game, which, by the way, Intrepid is brilliant. Smart fucking move. But so they're going to have a good idea from that how many servers they're going to need. So after that point, I think that they really should only spin them up as needed. I think any more than they're really asking for. Hey, Careerian, how you doing, buddy? Welcome back. Oh, hey, no, it's all good. It's all good,
bud. Hope everything went well.
Yeah, I hope everything's good for you. Silver says he has a center solution. Make queues fun.
Yeah.
How would we do that, though? How would we make them?
Oh, you want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying my idea was to have instant sieges where people from the queue get to try out their chosen archetype at some level of progress and can learn the characters before entering the full game. I mean, that or...
has that ever been done before? Is that...
No.
Would they spin up some kind of a server just for that? I mean, servers are pretty expensive. So,
that's what I'm saying.
In the meantime, that could be kind of cool. To have some kind of like a tutorial,
a training area or something.
Yeah, to learn your class a little bit, maybe give you some skills or something. That could be kind of fun.
PvP.
You gotta post that on the forums.
Say you're already like max level or something, and you earn that right to do another class up to a certain level, like 30 or 40, whatever. Yeah, it'd be cool actually. Just to do like a PvP arena thing, waiting.
Yeah, no,
to get
for
better
sure.
at the game.
No, absolutely.
It's better than just staring at a number that goes down slowly.
No, absolutely. And, and Careerian, don't worry about it. Yeah, some kind of test servers, but, maybe they wouldn't last. Maybe they wouldn't last, but it would be really cool to see something like that. I think that's a brilliant idea, Nick or Silver, but we don't, I don't know how much servers cost. I know they cost a lot of money. We're not gonna lie. So,
they're going to make it.
I don't want to spend their money for them, but yeah, I think now. What do you guys think? I never saw an answer. What do you think for a queue time is too long? Is longer than an hour too long? Because I mean let's face it.
These people definitely in chat can wait a lot longer than an hour.
Well, yeah, these guys, but I mean, a lot of people, the casuals, are only going to be able to log on maybe, for a little bit before they go to work. So if they have to wait an hour, maybe that's all the time they had to play. So we have to think about that. How much time is too long for you to wait? Now, early in the game is one thing because the game just launched, it's going crazy. But 2 weeks, 3 weeks down the road, are you still waiting an hour? Are you still waiting 2 hours to get in? Mm-hmm. How long is too long?
You play Dark and Darker in the background, and you wait for the queue. That's problem solved,
Zilla says, if I'm in a queue for 5 minutes, I'm going to be pissed. Let me in, damn it.
Yeah. As we get older, it seems like the less patience we have. A lot of us are like 30 and up, you know?
Yeah.
So,
2 hours is my limit. Yeah.
2 hours is annoying as shit, honestly. So.
Yeah, it is annoying. And what kind of mechanic do you want to see to make sure that you can get in there? I mean, do you want to see, okay, if you wait the 2 hours, are you locked in for maybe like a half hour or something like that where you're able to go click in? Because maybe you're in there, like this happens to me all the time. I'm in the queue, but now I got to take my wife to work by the time I get in. So when I get back from taking my wife to work, now I'm out of the queue again. So I'm screwed. So I'd like to see there's some kind of a lock-in mechanic or something like that. And do you want to see
an AFK kicker as well?
Yes, I was just going to say that. Do you want to see an AFK mechanic in the game? If so, how long should it be? Are we talking 5 minutes is too little? I mean, I take shits longer than 5 minutes, so that's not right. So, plus, you got to make some dinner maybe for my son or something like that. That's going to take longer than 5 minutes. Give me 15 minutes. Give me 15 minutes. If I'm gone longer than 15 minutes, then fine. Yeah, 100% need an AFK here. Zilla says, imagine day one of A2. Oh my God. Fucking 67 streamers sitting around in Ash's category. You know what? Zilla, weren't you the one that brought this up? I think you were. I think I saw it on one of your videos or one of your. It was a comment in our Discord saying that wouldn't it be something? And correct me if I'm wrong if this wasn't from you, but if in their live stream they said, "Okay, guys, the server's up," I thought that was a fabulous fucking idea and would be so funny because all those people couldn't take their vacation time and stuff like that and be ready for it and just smash the servers. So that's actually, I mean. What's the big deal, right? It's not launch. It's just Alpha 2. So it's not going to really affect anybody down the road. So I actually like that idea. I think that's really cool. Yeah, that's freaking smart. Wizard says 5-week holidays. Just need a date for booking. There you go. No warning. No, you know what? That's actually a fucking brilliant idea. You do come up with some pretty good shit. I give you credit. And guys, if you haven't followed Zillan, if you want a good laugh, definitely give him a follow. He's got some good ideas. Smart guy. What else you got for me? What's this? Oracle says, Peon, as long as you live, as long as you are alive, so I can see the pretty ladies. Hey, I got a surprise for you. I got an animation working right now with a very sexy voice coming on, very sultry, sexy voice. So,
Can you give a hug to one of your barmaids? Left or right?
Yeah. I love my barmaids. I hope you guys like my barmaids. Eventually, we're going to have a dancing Nakua on the table when we get some more artwork. So we're going to get a better barmaid scene. But right now, this is what I got to work with. But what else? So what do you guys think also about, now I know you guys aren't real excited about the server merges, but say we got a few expansions in, right? And now we're say 3-5 years down the road, right? Okay, the game's been out for 5 years. It's wildly successful. What do you think about them eventually opening up a fresh start server for all the new people that never got to experience the world starting from the very beginning? Would you guys be opposed to that? Is that something I think it'd be really cool?
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, I
why
mean,
not?
to give them a chance and think about all the new players that are like, oh, well, that game's been going on for so long, I'd feel so far behind. But if they opened up a fresh start server, they'd be, hey, maybe I'll try it out now. So what do you guys think? You think that'd be kind of cool? Every year a new server?
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea, as long as you're rolling out an expansion or something like that with me. But there's a lot of things. Or you're an older player, but maybe you're not really established or something like that, and you think that you could do so much better going to a fresh start server because of all the stuff that you did wrong the first time. You'd be like, oh, well, I'm going to do this
so
right.
there's going to be an old man server where you have to be, 50 or above just to join? Are they going to
I like that idea.
Ship you off all to this island, this server? villages.
I like that idea. Silver says, I imagine each expansion will have at least one fully new server, purely because that's unusual time with a ton of people. Yeah, no, I agree. Absolutely. I think it's would be a great idea. I don't know about you guys, but I know ArcAge was just putting up fresh start servers to keep the game alive. But for me, every time they rolled out a fresh start server, I was on it because it was a ton of fun to restart that game. It was always very enjoyable for me to do that. So that's one of the things that I always loved.
Yeah, a whole new economy with them and everything. What's not to love about that? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and call it right here. And our good friend Cash, I think, is probably over in Loreforge. I want to thank everybody for following us tonight. And hang on just 1 second, because we're going to give Loreforge a raid tonight and help them out. I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. Again, thank you guys all for coming. If you haven't checked out the videos on YouTube, go check them out. I'm going to post my Discord one more time. If you haven't joined us in Discord, please do. Come say hi and chat with us. We'd love to have you in there and hang out with us. So let's get ready for the raid. Let me get this over here. You want to talk for a second, Perry, if there's anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, we're in there usually gaming. Like I said, we're doing mainly Dark and Darker, Smite, things like that. And we're usually talking Ashes. So yeah, hop in the channel. We're not doing much, so don't be shy. Come on in.
Oh, here we got Loreforge. All right, guys, we're going to start this raid here. Again, thanks everybody for coming in. We really appreciate it. Love you guys. I'm so looking forward to testing out Ash as a creation. I hope you guys are looking forward to it as much as I am. Come on, guys, click that view. I know it says 15 viewers. Get more viewers in there. I know we got 23 in the channel right now. Click, 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 click. Say yes, 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 yes. I want to raid. I want to raid. Waiting for more, waiting for more. Somebody's slacking, somebody's sleeping. Who are my lurkers? All right, see you next time, server. Thank you very much for showing up, guys. All right, we're going to raid with our 15 viewers, guys. Take care, guys. Peace out.